Hey, welcome to the DGenerationXL podcast. My name is Big Joe Yarbrough, wrestling's biggest fan by at least 60 pounds, and I'm here always with my tag team partner,
Dylan Pack, and I am so excited to have this video out for you guys. Today we are going to do our mock draft. Myself, I will be Raw, and Joseph will be SmackDown. We're going to go one-on-one. We're going to give you our top 10 draft picks of the 2019-2020 wrestling season.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. There's a couple rules to lay out for you. First off, the champions will stay on the respective brands. So Raw will keep Universal Champion Seth Rollins, and SmackDown will keep the money that is Brock Lesnar.
Move along.
We'll also have the Raw will be keeping Becky Lynch as Raw Women's Champion, and SmackDown will be keeping the Queen.
Woo! Woo the Queen.
Woo the Queen, as well as SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Revival. Top guys doing top guy things, and Raw will be keeping
Wriggler.
Or Zood.
Couple
rules of the draft as well. We're going to give you the top 10, but you have to draft at least one tag team, and you have to draft an announcer. Yeah, so we're going to get right into it. So for the first pick of the 2019 draft, SmackDown will select Braun Strowman.
Boo.
Boo. What do you mean, boo?
I just don't feel like that's a good first pick.
That's a huge first pick, dude. He's huge. He's going to have that huge feud with Tyson Fury, and they want all sports. And who do you think is going to be more believable if you get him to beat Tyson Fury and then you get him against Brock Lesnar?
Whatever. Raw, for the first pick, is going to pick up the recently losing Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
That's good.
Yeah.
How hard was it to pick that up?
Rough. It was rough. Getting a hold of the Fiend is not easy.
Well, you got to get a shovel to unbury him.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, that's a rough one. And then you got to call Vince to see if he's allowed to even show up. If Seth Rollins lets him get out.
That's
from
true.
All
Of
his damage show. Yeah, that's awesome.
Took after John Cena on that one.
Yeah, took that real big golden shovel. Well, we move along. The number 2 pick here in SmackDown. We want to throw it back. SmackDown wasn't born in a day, wasn't built in a day, but it was built by the phenomenal AJ Styles with the OC. I think that's a huge pickup. United States Championship coming to SmackDown, and AJ Styles is just phenomenal.
3 for 1 right there. You get 3 for 1.
3 for 1, dude. Freebirds rule. Number
2, I've got a very hot Kevin Owens coming over to the Raw brand.
I think that's a great pickup.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is
done with SmackDown.
He's done with SmackDown. He fired Shane. He's back over to Raw where he can actually compete for a title where we don't have somebody who never shows up holding a title hostage.
Absolutely, like Seth Rollins.
Yeah, no.
Who didn't show up on Raw after the Fiend.
For once.
Just saying. You know who showed up that week? Brock Lesnar did.
You know who didn't show up this week on Raw?
Brock Lesnar's on SmackDown, so we'll see on Friday.
Wild card rule still applies.
Not this Friday.
Not this Friday.
So let's see.
Let's do it. What you got?
For number 3, I'm going with a workhorse. I think that this pick of mine is sick of sitting around and just waiting on Mondays for somebody to pick a fight with him. Aleister Black comes to the blue brand, and he brings all the stiff kicks.
Yeah, and he's fighting the likes of the Singh brothers. So
that's just to showcase him. I've got AJ Styles and a giant for him to kick. I want to see him try to black bass Braun. Or black mass Brock.
He can't get his foot up there.
Oh, I bet he can.
I don't think so. Next up, I've got the big dog, Roman Reigns, going against everything I've ever believed in since I was born. Huh? Yeah, my number 3, Roman Reigns. I think that even though I might not love him as a wrestler, the dude brings ratings. He brings merch sales. He's the guy I got to go with.
He's selling those Connor bracelets, dude.
That's right. Connor's cure.
Well, I'm going to go on and bring some more ratings. I'm going to bring some more positive energy. I'm drafting the former heavyweight champion and his brethren. I'm drafting the New Day. That's right,
Good for you. Good for you. Great tag team to get.
And they need to be there on Fox. Just like, boom,
they need to be the flagship there.
They're just the entertainment
flagship
guys.
tag team.
They're great.
Next up, I've actually got a returning Ronda Rousey coming to Raw. I think that she's been gone for long enough. WrestleMania was the last time we saw her, and I think it's about time for her to come back. And be a challenge for Becky Lynch, who's swept the field at this point.
Yeah, I think that's a great return. That she's never beat Ronda one-on-one.
Yeah.
She's only beat her in a triple threat. She technically get a sneak little pin on her. She didn't tap her out. Nothing to knock her out. It was just a quick one.
I'm in for that. I'm so in for Ronnie versus...
I don't think you're the man after that. I think that's a good game, a good pickup.
Who you got?
I take a new face, and I want to just bring some more WWE culture to the Fox network. And what better way to do it than to teach him the simplest of wrestling history? As legendary as the what chant, as legendary as this is awesome, we just want SmackDown to say yes. We get Daniel Bryan.
That's a good pick. I mean, it's kind of it was rough for me to put Daniel Bryan there because I feel like every time I talk about Daniel Bryan, I talk about him always talking about retiring. You never know how long you got left with him.
He's been great. He's
great.
been a workhorse.
Yeah, he's been awesome. I'm just saying, every time he talks to anybody, he talks about retirement. So I don't know how much longer his heart's going to be in this.
I think he's going to be great.
Next up, I've got former Prince Puma. I've got Ricochet coming over to the Red Brand. Ricochet, another one of those workhorse guys who I think could be in the U.S. title, Intercontinental title picture. Really carries matches, and I'm excited to see how they use Ricochet going forward.
That's awesome. I think it's a great pickup as well. Ricochet on Raw is going to bring some serious.
There's 3 hours for him to try and squeeze in instead of 2.
Exactly, and I think that's he's gonna shine in that in that mid second hour spot too, and really bring some entertaining factors to it. I think he could be the AJ Styles. That Raw is the house he helped build.
Oh yeah,
and that's going to be great. Next up, I get a return of sorts for my next draft pick. I picture that in the ring we have someone like a Heath Slater, or someone that's trying to get picked up, kind of a thing, a Zack Ryder, a Kurt Hawkins, and they're talking about how they want to get picked up and how SmackDown would love to have so-and-so in their corner. And instead, we get SmackDown's actual pick. We get Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe is always going to be a top pick, dude. He's
the best on the mic. He's so brutal, and he's going to bring that kind of athleticism. He's just nasty.
He's a nasty boy.
Just
he's
literally
a nasty boy.
As soon as that, Joe, and then him just walking on the big network, just swinging, dude.
Ooh.
I love it.
Big boy swinging, baby.
Big boy swinging.
I'm actually going to take my first tag team here and go with the returning Usos. They've been out for a while. I actually didn't think about them.
Yeah.
They've been gone for a while, but I think it's a good thing because they've been around for a long time and they've always seemed to have been able to stay relevant. And when they switched gimmicks, I think they just blew up. And I think it was time for them to take a little step back.
Yeah, fresh out the Uso Penitentiary.
But now I think it's time for them to step back into the title picture and make the tag, especially going up against AEW. We need to revive WWE's tag team division.
Yeah, Ziggler and Rude or Wriggler
rough
needs to get locked up.
Locked up.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I think that's going to be great. I actually take my first female superstar to challenge the queen. I get by herself Alexa Bliss, the goddess versus the queen. Who's the true queen of the mountain?
I guess you could have taken the tag team here. Why didn't you?
I like the tag team, but it's time to let Alexa Bliss off the leash. She's not fragile. She's a big girl, and she can put on big matches. And I think that when you see a Hell in a Cell match, I know you think, man, that's tough, Sasha, Becky, but Alexa could probably put on that same match, if not better.
Yes, she can.
And I think Charlotte is the person to do it. Sasha can be, a little bit botched. We've seen it with Paige. I know that's really rough for her to hear, but accident prone is preventable, and she's a little more accident prone.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's her fault personally, but I just think accident prone and someone that's a little Russell's a little safer, like a Carmella and stuff. Charlotte can do both, and she does it to the best of her ability.
Both very well.
Very well, and Alexa can match that as well. And I think Alexa and Charlotte can be a feud that's just queen versus goddess. And I could see that as a WrestleMania build.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's a great pickup. Alexa Bliss has always been a top staple in the women's division.
Yep.
Next up, I'm going the A-lister. I am taking the Miz, Mike Mizanin from the hit TV show Miz and Mrs. I want him on my show.
Hit TV show.
Hit TV show.
Got it.
Yeah.
The blockbuster films like The Marine 2.
And 3.
5.
And 4. And 5.
Yeah.
How many movies does your boy Braun Strowman got?
2.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not 5.
It's not 5. Okay.
The Miz is going to be back on Raw along with Miz TV, the number 1 most seen talk show in television WWE history.
It's the only C we see of the Biz.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I've got the Miz.
Yep. Cool. So you have your talk show segment of SmackDown.
That's right. That's what it's about.
That's great. For me, I draft my first announcer. I draft the savior of misbehavior, Corey Graves. I think SmackDown's going to need some great actual commentary and that Bobby the Brain type heel. And what better way than when Charlotte kind of comes over more as a face, when we hear Alexa Bliss's music, to hear Corey Graves go, "Shut up, Byron!" And the goddess is speaking. Just the way he goes nuts for Alexa and Carmella, I think is so great.
Yeah.
Or Mandy Rose.
He did the dirty with Carmella.
Oh, he did the dirty. It's on Total Divas, which
Yeah.
we'll have updates from my wife.
Yeah.
Coming
up.
But that was so funny. Like, he does it with Mandy Rose, and when Alexa came out too, he's like, "Is it my birthday?" It was so over, dude. That was so funny.
Yeah, Corey, you got me with that one. I was definitely upset when you said Corey Graves because
I took him early. I think it needed to happen.
I started to think about it, and the more I thought about it, the more that Corey Graves is probably the best commentator that WWE has at the moment.
Yeah.
By far.
Because he's just good. I mean, even Morrow is good, but then we watched NXT just a little while ago, and we thought Morrow forces those like social media trends.
Yeah.
And the words of
Just like Travis Scott,
Yeah.
Isaiah Scott stays in sicko mode.
Yeah.
Go, Morrow, go home and take a nap, dude.
Well, I'll never live down. Raindrop, drop top. Alexa Bliss is in the top spot.
I was in for that one, dude. I was hyped. That's when Morrow just started coming around.
I didn't like that. I just love the Mamma Mia.
It's so good. Next up on Raw, I've actually got a call-up. We can't call it a call-up anymore.
Nope.
They're equal.
They are equal brands.
I've got a draft straight from NXT. I'm taking Velveteen Dream to come on the flagship show on Raw. I think Raw needs a little bit of purple.
I think that's a good pickup. The Velveteen will just shake it up. Raw's gonna
shake it up.
It's gonna look great. And I mean, this gives him a reason to kind of lose to Roderick Strong and keep the belts on Undisputed Era. Velveteen Dream on Raw is going to be a great pickup. I think that's a really good one on your part. For me, I actually get another NXT pick. I actually have a farewell from NXT. This is really, I think it's going to be an emotional one.
It's rough.
I have Johnny Takeover becoming Johnny SmackDown. Johnny Gargano is now on the blue brand. That's what I pick.
Great pickup.
Yeah.
I just pray that they use him correctly when he does get called up.
Well, if this is again like my fantasy draft, I'm thinking Johnny Gargano, Daniel Bryan.
Wow.
The underdog of yesteryear versus the current underdog.
Wow.
I've got
what a match.
Johnny Gargano trying to take out a Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And him just getting beat to crap. I got Johnny Gargano taking on Aleister Black.
Yep.
Which was an NXT War Games match, just the two of them, and tore the house down with a healed Gargano.
Yeah.
And remember, he picks him up and says, "I absolve you of your sins." And Black masked him in the turn, reignite that. AJ Styles versus Johnny Gargano.
How over is he going to be with the SmackDown fans?
I think he's going to be super over.
Yeah, he's over.
He's
in
over.
NXT.
He's beyond over. It's to that point where he's alumni almost.
Yeah,
has even left. So I just picture SmackDown. That music hits, that "Sleeping with Sirens" freaking or whatever, that Ask Alexander music, and then just the "This Rebel Heart, This Rebel Heart," and the look out to the crowd. And he's like, "This is a lot bigger than Full Sail."
Yeah.
So that's
he's been at Full Sail for some time.
Yeah,
he's done his time.
He teaches there, I think.
Yeah. Next up on the red brand, I've got the blueprint of the women's division. I am taking Sasha Banks with my 9th pick, and I'm very excited for this one. I think that recently returning Sasha Banks, has got a lot of heat, has got a lot of momentum going forward, even with a loss. I think she's ready to tear it up.
I think that's a great pick. For my final pick in the 2019 draft, I select not just a return from injury. I select a return to the WWE brand as a shock surprise. John Morrison comes to the blue brand, and he is Johnny Fox.
He becomes Johnny. Oh, you're not NXT or SmackDown. Let's say he becomes Johnny Takeover.
But that's Johnny Gargano.
And Johnny Gargano gets moved
But I
out.
think you get Johnny Gargano drafted, and it's like, I'm ready to be Johnny Live or Johnny SmackDown, and all of a sudden you get that music hitting, and it's first feud you have is Johnny Gargano versus John Morrison.
I'm in for that.
And it's just like, you can have John Morrison do the JOB because it's like he's been in WWE before. Gargano's the future. And you could have John Morrison go heel that way because he's such a good heel. He's going to start taking people on Fox.
Are we going to get the mayor of Slamtown?
I think we're getting Slamtown. I'm taking Gargano to Slamtown.
I'm in for that.
And he just turns full heel. Gargano finally, he loves a good heel. That's just, look at the look of Gargano, the flashiness, of Morrison. That's just going to be a great start. You have Gargano picked. He comes up to the ring. What's up? SmackDown's next pick. It's John Morrison.
Well, I would love that. I would.
With the slow-mo, though.
Oh, my God. I would love it. I love John Morrison. Last pick. I kind of waited till the end because Joe took the only announcer that I wanted, Nigel McGuinness. I think that Nigel McGuinness is probably the second best announcer on the WWE roster.
I agree.
He is so great with commentary in NXT. I think it's time for him to move up because this Raw commentating team that I've got to deal with right now is absolute dog doo-doo.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
It's rough for me to listen to them for 3 hours.
It is.
I almost want to listen to the damn TV on silent.
Yeah, it's a rough one, but I think these are great picks. I don't know how much they're going to stick to this.
I don't think they'll stick to this at all. I think that they're going to let us. I think that they're going to let us down mightily.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to just get the typical same characters. I feel like Drew McIntyre, King Corbin's going to be a top pick.
Yeah,
which is going to suck.
Number one pick. I would put money that King Corbin's one of the number one picks.
Damn, I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I feel like Roman's going to be a number one pick. I feel like Roman or AJ will be a number one pick. Trying to think who else could even be on there. That would be, like I said, number one picks.
Brock will probably be a number one pick.
If they don't draft champions,
Yeah, that's true.
But if they do, it would be Brock to SmackDown and then Seth to Raw.
Yeah.
That's your first picks. And you're like, okay, I knew that. But,
duh.
But yeah, well, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And then in the comments, tell us what you guys would have drafted, what you would have changed if you just think what we picked was completely awful.
Yeah, let us know if you think we're idiots. Like and dislike the video.
Yeah, we're really excited to see what's happening this Friday. SmackDown Live coming at you with the draft that starts officially. USA for Raw and Fox are going to be drafting for SmackDown.
Yeah, we'll start off on Fox this Friday will be the beginning of the draft.
Absolutely, and then it'll continue on the following week.
Yep.
So it'll continue on Raw, and then it actually continues all the way until next SmackDown on Raw. So my name has been Big Joe Yarbrough, wrestling's biggest fan by 60 pounds.
And I am Dylan Pack, and here at the dgenerationxl podcast, we're here to bring you all things wrestling all around the world. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you on the next video.